Hello, everybody.
Bora Bora, hello.
We're
Leah,
gonna. Oh, Allie's here. Allie, hi.
Allie.
Oh, it is so good to see you. I hope everything's going smoother. I know it's been a terrible month. Oh my God. We were talking about that last night on the Crone Zone. It's just been a really huge release of energies this November 2024. Now we're in December and we're on a new moon in Sagittarius. And, it's kind of, it's a moon, it's a new moon that really, it's not time to move yet. And I don't know how else to say it. And I feel bad. I want everyone to enjoy this month though. Hi, Randy. Hi, Janet P. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. It's about letting it flow and being light and easy this month, especially we had the new moon last night, but we're still in that energy. And oh my goodness,
Well, and
go ahead.
it was like at 1 o'clock this morning, so hell yeah, we're still in that energy, right? Well,
What,
if you're
what,
in
what?
Eastern time
Yeah.
zone. But what is very special is that we've also got Vesta there. So the hearth fires are glowing, whether it's your home that you live in and taking care of things in the home and addressing issues and comforts that you want. What house is your Vesta in? What is it? And is it in Sagittarius? Wow. Or in a compatible sign, an easygoing sign. So you're going to find more comfort in the home, or just what makes you happy, get out and do it. Because the hearth fire, your temple, your home, is first the temple of your body and heart and mind and soul.
And that Vesta is with the South Node in Libra. Well, it's actually with Black Moon Lilith.
Right.
So, this is kind of like, this is the month where we're really going to see where it is where we resonate with, who we resonate with, what motivates us, gives us passion, what makes our heart smile. That's really important this month. So with that Vesta, Black Moon Lilith, even though that South Node's a little further away, it's still that Black Moon Lilith could bring up things that
Oh,
are not
and what do we
working.
have this month? We have the black moon
Yeah,
because
we're
we
in
have
the
two new
two of them.
moons.
Yeah, we get two moons, two new moons in 1 month is a black moon, and it happens about every 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's, I mean, this month is already huge after a really huge year we've just been through that we're closing out. But it's about shedding and releasing because we don't have the Mercury's in retrograde, Jupiter's retrograde, Uranus is retrograde, Chiron's retrograde. There's still things that we don't know. The Sun and Mercury are going to Kazimi on the 6th, 7th. That 6th, 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th is huge, and that's coming up. So take this really go inside. Take the time to go inside to align your energy. My guides kept talking to me all day, and I'm going to find it. I did it with Allie, in fact. This chakra, it was a chakra clearing. And to keep our energies grounded, to keep ourselves, to keep our chakras spinning correctly,
Right.
clear, clear and clean, Go ahead.
Well, I mean, just look at it how it was yesterday. Remember all those little teeny tiny, looked like a kid just learning how to use a spirograph? And it kept slipping on him. A lot of that is positive energy, but it's like everybody was an orb away, not on the singing in the same key, not in harmony, not in perfect perfect harmony. And today
No
we
harmony.
have it more in perfect harmony. I see the Merkaba there. And I
Mm-hmm.
also see, look at these great mystic rectangles
Mm-hmm.
that are going in two directions. So we're
Mm-hmm.
still under this, the magic spell that the
Yeah.
holidays bring us.
Hi, Sal.
And no matter what you want to call it, today is the first day of the countdown to Christmas. It's Advent,
Mm-hmm.
Christian, Catholic, and we're building up towards the menorah if you're Hebrew. So, you know, it's that time of the year.
Well, it's about lights. It's about the light because the light is returning, right, with the winter solstice. So I love the lights. I love the trees. I do love it all. I'm not a big, I don't really celebrate, I celebrate solstice more than anything. And it's
Yeah.
the same as Christmas to me. I just
Well,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Yule,
I
yeah.
celebrate it all. I just got my menorah out.
I know I celebrate it all inadvertently anyway, but yeah, it is. It's the time to just really be in that magical energy. You know, it's not. It's the chart isn't open. It's a lot of squares in there. There was T square last night. It's probably still going. Um, that
Yeah.
that are that have Saturn involved, where they're, you know, we're not pushing past Saturn because these other planets are in retrograde,
Right.
or doesn't matter. You're not pushing past Saturn, and that alone is actually a blessing because that Saturn is letting us really sit in, you know, marinate into what it is you, I mean, really is your biggest wish. This is the season of wishes and surprises and things like that. Really enjoy, get into that joy part of life, I guess is what I'm really trying to say. It's
Yeah.
so important. We won't have clarity. I mean, you know, it's individual for each of us, but as you know, we read the collective energy, Diana and I. So there's really a lot blocking. We
Right.
don't have all the
Well,
information yet. We just don't have it yet.
when
And
Neptune stations direct on the 7th,
yeah,
and he's going to step into Aries in March, and I can't remember the exact date, but from March
30,
till
March
October,
30.
he's
Yeah.
going to give us a taste of what it's going to be like when he steps into Aries and Saturn steps into Aries, and they both do not go back into Pisces. They're going to travel through Aries together for the most part.
And
Saturn
everybody,
will, of course, get ahead of Neptune because Neptune is a much slower moving planet. But
right.
when Saturn gets there, we're going to be seeing more of action taken as the greater collective wants it. And all you have to do is take a look at the world from the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did it start last week? Thursday, Friday, and the uprisings in the streets in Russia, and just everything that's going on.
It's kind of, we're at the point in ascension, and it's worldwide.
Hi, Liz.
It's worldwide.
Mhm.
It's, are you gonna stand up for your freedom, or are you gonna let these oligarchs or whatever you want to call them run
Mhm.
us, run us over, and continue to run us over and push us into the ground? You know, because really we've a lot of elections have been interfered with throughout the world. A lot of real extreme right, you know, power over types are getting in power, and people are going to, and that is what 2025, 2026 is about. If we go out into that, where we are as a collective choosing fear or love, right? That, we were talking about that last night too.
And we're also working on a Uranus return
Well,
for
all the
for the end of World War II.
That's true. And all the outer planets are changing
Who's the
signs.
idiot? You know, who was connected ever so heavily with World War II? The guy with the little mustache.
Hmm.
You know, so I'm just saying I don't want to bring us down by getting into all of that right now. But I just
No, no, we're
there's
in
all
for
of these.
big, huge changes. We're changing the nodes. Every outer planet, Pluto's already did it, changes sign. That never happens in 1 year. Never do you
I'll be,
see
I'll be right
that.
back. You're not
Okay,
losing me. I just got to go get something.
okay. So this is forward movement though, because you got Neptune and Saturn going into Aries, the I am, that is the beginning of the zodiac. Uranus will go into Gemini. Pluto's already in Aquarius, and Jupiter's going to go into Cancer. Now, these are big, huge things, and that's going to go on for a few years. But we're kind of being put in this liminal space, this holding pattern that we've been in for the last few months, where we're really dropping a lot of crap out of our energy fields. And it's not easy. It's been really difficult. But here we are at the end of that. And Diane and I were calling it the spin cycle or the cosmic washing machine. It was off balance. I mean, it's just really, I can't even see the washing machine anymore. So here we are that's playing out outside of us, but we have control of how we choose to focus in every moment. And that is based on your heart and what you love and what you value. And that's really going to pull us through these next couple of months. Do you think that? What do you think about that, Diane?
What I was trying to think, what I went and got this because I watched Robert Edward Grant earlier today, and he said something that was so appropriate because it's something that you and I have been talking about constantly, which is Pluto in Aquarius is about integrity. And what does Pluto represent in his story? He's the Lord of the underworld. He is the shadow. He is the nth degree of everything you try to hide from yourself about yourself. So it's about admitting this. So, and even though I wrote it down, it's still paraphrasing what he was saying. He said, our shadow, our darkness, it is when we know this side of ourselves, for it does exist. This is, to know this is when we are our authentic self. And when
Absolutely.
you are your authentic self, you're in your integrity.
That's right.
You do what comes natural. You're not plotting and planning, even though you have a plan to get ahead or to be, comfortable and not be homeless and all of that. That's not plotting. That is taking care of yourself. So he also cited the monkey man, who is what's his name? Anuman. He built the Rama Bridge, the Luana Bridge, and that
Hmm.
is the new DNA that we are working up towards. So this, I think he released that video about 6 days ago, and it's worth watching because it's very gentle. He even cries in there. He's a Taurus, and he's got a Taurus moon, a Taurus sun, and a Taurus Mercury, and
Was
he
is,
is
is that the
that's all Venus control because Venus rules
was
Taurus.
Taurus? Are you talking about that guy that was in Spain?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah, right. I sent you the link.
Yeah, so yeah, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but boy, I'd say, he was really vibing with the higher energies, really getting into that. And we got to do that for ourselves, right? And I'm guilty of this too. I don't want to make it sound bad, where I don't meditate enough, or
Right.
long enough. And I was just thinking that earlier. I'd taken a little downtime and kind of meditative, but I do this thing called mindful meditation. So if I'm doing anything, I put myself in that higher state and don't always stay there. Like I woke up really got hit hard today and I had to work through that. And I think that happens a lot to many of us here,
Well,
you know.
and how do you? What's one of your favorite things to do? Go clean the kitchen, right?
I'm
And
all,
that
oh,
is meditation.
yeah,
Any
yeah.
any kind of handiwork, be it knitting, crocheting, embroidery, beadwork, decorating,
Mhm.
cleaning the corners, or decorating to cover the corners, whatever it is, that is a meditative state. You're one with the creation of what you're doing,
Yeah.
whether it's a clean counter or sticking my hands in the water. I do the dishes. I got rid of my dishwasher. I do the dishes by hand for lots of reasons.
I do too, and that's one of the main reasons is because I can just zone out, and I'm always kind of zoned out anyway. So it just
Like
works for me.
little Diana, the 4-year-old, is still standing at the kitchen sink. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we were taught young, weren't we? And that is
And
that's kind of and that's the energy that's really going to benefit us. Sal, Mercury leaves retrograde on the 15th, comes out of shadow, meaning fully direct on the 3rd of January.
and then
Um,
we will be in Capricorn.
yeah, and I'm telling you. It's going to be an interesting couple months. Now, I don't
Right.
want to project anything. I just know that there isn't a lot of clarity in information. What you hear, we're going to be really triggered. We're going to be purposely pulled, they're trying to pull us off of our center.
Yeah.
Try not to get involved in that outside stuff because there's no clarity there. There's no clarity in this chart. There's too many retrogrades. Mercury's one of them. Jupiter and Mercury are across from each other and they're opposite sides. That's a lot of confusion right there. I mean, there's just, Mercury's got to come up with the sun on the 6th or 7th. 5th, 6th, 7th, again, are really intense. Really prepare for those.
Very, very
And,
intense.
and the sun's going to give Mercury the new information going forward. So this is what I'm saying. When we don't have the information, the sun and Mercury haven't connected yet.
Right.
They will
So,
this week, you know.
so the 5th, we have the Sun and Mercury in the Kazami.
Okay,
And then on the 6th,
together.
we have Mars stationing retrograde. And we also have on the 6th, Mercury squaring Saturn. So we'll watch for arguments and lies.
Yeah. Lots
And
of
then,
squares.
right. And then on the 7th, Venus goes into Aquarius and she is conjunct her buddy Pluto, because when she disappears, where does she go? She goes down to see Hades. And
Pluto
also,
degrees.
we have the Sun and Jupiter opposite each other. So on that 7th, when those two are opposite each other, there's going to be some intense things coming out.
Mhm.
If I look at the Advent calendar, on the 5th, we have Krampus, right? The 5th is Krampus's day. And we're going to have Mercury and the Sun in the Kazami on that day. Okay, who's in love with the devil? I like Krampus.
Krampus too. Who doesn't like Krampus?
Right.
That's owning your dark side. You got it. We all have
Right.
Krampus.
Exactly. And that's your opportunity to talk to yourself kindly, love
Yes.
yourself,
Love yourself.
go deep, and admit to yourself that you have a shadow side. And then on St. Nick's Day, that's when we have Venus going into Aquarius and being conjunct Pluto. Well, if Pluto is Krampus, who becomes St. Nicholas on the 6th, hello, kiss yourself some more.
And then
Get a little Christmas for you.
yeah,
right?
Definitely. Oh my God. Self nurture, self care, spa days, do it all. Do what you can. It's a hectic
Right.
month with the holidays, but let's put it on your terms instead
Yes,
of the out
you're a holiday.
external terms. Yeah.
You're a holiday. So
Yeah.
that December 7th is also Neptune stationing to go direct.
That's gonna
Big
be nice.
deal. That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. That's 3 days, and it's a lot of squares with that, and it's big energy, so it just doesn't end in 3 days.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
he's at 27 degrees.
take a
So
couple weeks,
even though it's going to take him to
months.
March till March to get to 1 degree or 0 degrees of Aries, he's direct at 27 degrees. So he's going to be lighting up the galactic center by 30 degrees,
Hmm.
which he is doing right now.
Oh, well, yes, he is.
Because he's parallel.
I love that. I love that. And then even when he goes 28, 29, he's 29, which will probably be mostly February and well, and March. That's the last degree of the zodiac. So Neptune, spirit, creator of all, is sitting at the last degree of the zodiac, getting ready to switch over to the very first degree of the zodiac, 0 degree Aries, on March 30th. That I mean, we've got just just the just the amount of stuff we have coming up in the next couple months are big, huge changes, and this is why it's so important to nurture ourselves. You know, people, we can't convince anybody of anything. You know, you can only work on yourself, focus in on yourself, and do what's best for you in every moment that you can. And I know that's a big ask, but always try to go for that higher consciousness solution or idea or whatever. You know, it's going to be important. Oh, Amanda Carroll, I'm sorry. I put that up and then didn't even read it. Am I wrong? That is so cool. My mom and I are like that, Amanda Carroll. She's a Leo sun, Cancer moon. I'm a Cancer sun, Leo moon. So it's pretty crazy. But that she does have a big stellium, and that's going to affect her this year when Mars is, Mars has already gone through Cancer. Now he's going to go all the way through Libra. I'm sorry, Leo, back into Cancer retrograde. So I think, was it 12 degrees? I don't know the degrees, but he's going back pretty far because it's a long transit. He doesn't go. He's not out of the. He's not direct until April.
You mean
Back
Mars?
Mars. Isn't that what I said? I'm sorry. Did I
Yeah,
say
I
that?
think you did. I just phased out there for a minute.
It's
Squirrel,
okay.
you know.
I'm spacey too. I'm always spacey. I understand.
What'd she
So,
say?
it's a lot. It's a lot. I know it seems like a lot we're saying, but Mars is our action oriented planet.
Right.
He's the one that gets us to do stuff, right?
And then
He's going to
even
go
if that
retrograde
this is
in.
in 7 months. So this is a good time to take action on the prep work, the behind the scenes. Like I
Yeah,
have to have some
yeah,
plaster work done. So after the holidays are over through this 7 month period, I'm going to be taking down what I need to take down and get that all ready for when they come. Because if you've ever seen them do plaster work, when they go to sand it off, it's a bigger mess than when they try to put it on, and
yeah.
everything has dust. So by then the bird will be able to be outside more often and won't be inside subjected to that.
That is a messy, messy job. But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right about doing the behind the scenes work while Mars will be in retrograde, which is from the fifth or sixth of this month. I keep getting everybody mixed up because there's so much going on, so forgive me.
It's
But
okay.
he's not clear out of all of that. Leo Cancer, he'll be Leo Cancer retrograde. So these are things, the heart and the home, the heart and your feelings. How do you're going to be asking yourself, how do I feel about that? Do I love that? Is that important enough to be in my life. This to make a move on, to act on, or well, you don't want to react, but you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So, uh, but you're really not going to be able to act fully. So that behind the scenes work that Diana's talking about is crucial for that time period. So you see, we're in December 1st, and even though there's going to be a lot, I mean, there's just so many changes going on up until Mars goes direct. Back then, other planets will be in retrograde, but we're going to have a small, uh, well, no, we're not. I was going to say we're going to have a small point in time. Mars does go direct in February, but it takes him. So he's direct. Everybody will be direct for like a short period of time. All the planets, and that's always a good kind of pause point before you go further. So, but we're trying to stay in this month in January and get us through that. It's very important to. It's all about nurture, self love, self care.
Right.
There's just no clarity for till February, March, around there.
Yeah.
And we're going to get it like in little bits and pieces. And some might get it in bigger chunks. Some might have bigger moves going on, bigger things going on, and it's in their chart, and that's okay. But for overall general energy, it's kind of take it easy. Just take it easy, especially in December. And we're going to have two more shows. We're going to have the full moon in Gemini on the 15th, and we're going to have that second new moon on December 30th in Capricorn, and that's the black moon. So that alone, how would we describe the black moon energy of, of a month? Because it doesn't always fall in the same month. It's falling in December 2024 after all we've been through in 2024. What? How do you describe that? I'm trying to put words to it.
I'm looking at the chart going through the month of December, and that Merkaba just keeps hanging out. That just keeps staying put.
That's cool though, but
You
that's that
know,
magic.
so
That's the magic of
it, it is, and that we have that 5-planet alignment coming up around the third, around then the 17th also, which is what I'm looking at right now. So we have Saturn ahead at 13 degrees and Neptune going forward. So they're getting closer. And Neptune isn't going to go very far. Let me look a month ahead and see how close Saturn gets. Because to me, that is important. That Saturn reflection is important. Saturn's at 15.
Well, yeah, Saturn be. I don't have.
Saturn, yeah. Saturn will be at 22 degrees of Pisces, and Neptune is still at 27 degrees of Pisces. So that is in March. And then
Yeah, March is going to feel like, whoo, we got some room to breathe. We can go forward. We can, but you have worked on the things that needed to be in alignment for what it is that you were focusing on, and
yeah,
we're all going to be in a better space. We're not just sitting here like being stuck. We're still working on things. It's just
right.
during retrogrades where we're reviewing and reassessing, trying to figure out, is this tweaking the things that
So
you want to keep and releasing the things you don't.
so I'm looking at May 17th. Then we're going to have Saturn at 29 degrees of Pisces getting ready to cross the line, and Neptune is at 1 degree. But right around that time is also when Saturn is going to station and go retrograde again, and Neptune is going to go retrograde again. And so, but this time their realm is going to be closer together than this big span we've had this time. So there's still going to be that support. What was going on when they were both in Neptune prior to this? They were reestablishing foundations and boundaries. So that's what we're still going to be working on when we get through all the way through the whole 2025. And don't forget, when it comes to the nation, it's now the Pluto return on the Constitution.
Right. And that's a whole nother level, but we got to work up to that, right? We're working up into those energies. And when Dinah was talking about Neptune and Saturn going, the Neptune will have been in Aries for a couple months, then Saturn goes in, and then they'll both go retrograde, but they'll both go back into Pisces together, I think at the last degree. So there we go again, right? That last degree of the zodiac, the entire zodiac, 29-degree Pisces. It's pulling out all the things, and I'm going to use this mostly for life negating systems that are not working for anybody in our society. Those are the types of things, because of that independence, Declaration of Independence energy coming in. That's
Randy's asking, when do we jump to the new Earth? Well, okay, Randy, start.
We always ask
Get your moon boats, honey. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
We need to learn how to cling on. Hi, Kelly.
And the thing is, though, right? The thing is, yeah, we want to jump, we do, but we're here on a mission, and we're straddling, because it's not easy to go from one frequency. We've been in the same, and I don't mean lower, higher, like superior, inferior, but a lower, denser frequency for so long that to go into a higher frequency, it takes time. It's not something you could just jump into. Your body, our bodies. This is why, and my guides has explained this to me a while ago, because I'm like, I want to jump. Let's just do it. And they're like, if we turn this volume up all the way, everybody dies. Everybody that you're shocked that. The shock is too much for. It's something you got to acclimate to, I guess.
It's not just getting older. It is preparing us for this change in DNA that that Eddie talks about. I like calling him because he reminds me of my uncle Eddie. He definitely looks like a Rashkowski.
Yeah.
Anyway, what he had to say is exactly what so many others are saying about our changing 12 strands. And that when there's a break in that strand, that's when you get a dis-ease starts to latch on, and it gets stored, and it continues to store till it becomes a disease. So this is being in tune, being taught, being taken how to be in tune with every fiber, so that when you feel that little nudge, you take a step and a breath and stop and try to analyze for yourself and find out all you can about whatever you think it might be before you go see any doctor. Because especially now, if you don't ask the right questions, you don't get any answers. I don't know nothing about that. Well, can you find a doctor to go to? No, I don't know anything about it. You'll have to figure that one out yourself.
Right. Or they'll give
my rheumatologist said to me. Are you kidding me?
That's what they say to everybody. Or they give you their pills, and to me it's poison. And it always gives me terrible side effects. Anything I take, so I don't take anything. But that's preventing us. The self-healing work is crucial, or seeing somebody like Callie Healer. There's so many awesome there's so many awesome people in our community, right? Because we're going from carbon to crystalline, and we're the only ones. What do we ingest? We are what we ingest. Our physical body is you are what you eat, really, truly. So, um, I that that takes time because we're not there. Look at the diet we have. Look at how much we have to clear out of these frequencies to move up that spiral. Lori Hunsinger, I believe the golden age is New Earth. Yes, and
Yes.
and Diana Cooper has a book and a deck out called the Golden Future Oracle. Book is excellent. It is explaining everything about the golden age that we're entering.
Allie
But
just
again,
Allie just announced that Biden pardoned Hunter. I could cry. Yay.
well, we're going to see, like I said, we're going to see all kinds of things like this. There's going to be all these things. And yeah, we want to know, but don't live there. You know what I'm saying? Don't park there. Don't, because that just takes your life force from you. You could be doing anything in this world. Why do you want to give your life force to things that are designed to tear you down? Really, really. I mean, it's the truth. Um, Anyway, get off my soapbox here.
Well, and Juno's making preparations for where she knows she's going to land with both feet on the ground and feel
Mhm.
secure and be able to get a new start, a start that she's been wanting for how many years, honey? 50?
Long time. Yeah, going to a new home. And there's something about that. She is, and I'm gonna give her a reading for her birthday tomorrow. So we're
Awesome.
gonna look into all that for her. But excuse me, things are happening so quick and smoothly for her that this is something that is destined to happen. I can feel that, as her friend, and I think you can too.
Yeah.
All of us. So it just depends on the chart, and some of us, we've. Oh, and I wanted to say this about Juno too. When we were talking about mindful meditation, and you were talking about knitting, and the things that Juno's always creating, always staying in that state. And
Yeah.
she puts in the work. We all do. We're all putting in the work in our own unique way. So when it's time to make a move, and what my guides have clearly stated to me for months to just sit here and be. So I'm listening, and that's my guidance. Your guidance could be something totally opposite of that. Just depends. um Diane is on a healing journey. A lot of people here are, and that is also being cleared out in these energies, because the more we release those things get healed in us, the lighter we become. That's how you climb up the frequency.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So
I've been watching the chat.
I know.
I'm just loving it.
If anybody saying
Yeah,
it.
Sagittarius, Sally. Right now, Sag is so powerful, and we're all feeling that strength, extra strength coming from him. You don't have to be a fire sign or an air sign. It's just it's where Jupiter is, and it's where the things that are in Sagittarius right now, as well as what's in Aquarius, and how Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is going to continue to pour his strength into there. This is a positive alignment. I you heard me say
Very much.
many times that oppositions are positive alignments.
Yeah.
It's up to you to choose how to use it.
Right.
So that is power. And when the
Right.
sun, in a couple of days, when the sun is opposite that Jupiter, bada bing.
Yeah, and that each season, their energy. Okay, we're in Sagittarius season. It's just permeating the energies on Earth. And that's how they show me. Like those attributes are enhanced. Okay, and that's a fire sign, and that's a mutable sign. Wants to go, wants to party, wants to learn, wants to teach, wants
Yeah.
to play, wants to, this is the reason why we have the holidays during this time of year too. I think, makes it a lot more festive. Then we get into the more, we get to solstice when it turns to Capricorn and things get a little more reserved. You kind of quiet down for that next month. And you're reassessing, what am I going to do for next year? That Capricorn always wanting to be the executive, right? The
Right.
principal, the
Right.
teacher, whatever. But they're cardinal signs. That's what they're supposed to do. But
Right.
fire, he's just like out here. He wants to explore, Sagittarius. So, and this. So, but that's
Right.
how. Then the more planets are there, the more powerful that energy is. And also, well, we're only at 10 degrees right now of Sagittarius. At 12 degrees is where, and this was conjunct that new moon in Sag. Well, it still is, right? uh, is that great attractor, which
Yeah.
is one of the four anomalies in space that really just drive in. And to me, it's higher consciousness energies. This is where that Jupiter comes into play. That higher vision, higher
Right.
learning, spiritual, higher mind. I mean,
Higher ideas of what the journey is and what it needs to be. And then we
right.
have the sun going to the center, the galactic center, which is in Sagittarius.
Yeah. Well, and the sun, right? So the sun's going to go over the great attractor first, and then it's going to
Yes.
go over the galactic center. So this is why it's such a powerful month. That's really a strong place in space for higher consciousness, spiritual energy. That well, I don't even want to label it, right? It's God, Mother, Father, God. It's a higher higher ideals, higher solutions, higher who where your creative abilities come in. Okay, I want to try something new. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's do this. All
Right.
comes in.
Well, and the sun is actually in orb to the great attractor right now anyway.
Right.
Because it's at 10 degrees
Okay.
today and
Yeah.
the great attractor is at 12. So
Yeah. So
with
from last
the
night.
sun and the moon, you give a 10-degree orb. The same thing with the rising sign.
Exactly.
And depending on the strength of the house and the sign and all that other stuff, I give the planets like 5-6 degrees of orb.
Mhm.
And even the North Node, because it's a spot in the sky, a lot of astrologers don't give that any wiggle room. But the nodes are
Yeah.
wigglers anyway.
Yeah.
When they say the true node, that's what you get when you're born. It's the true node, because if it's retrograde, it's the true node, and whatever it's doing, that's what they stick with. So if you on your chart or on any chart ever see that the north node and the south node are not written in red or do not have a little R on it, it means it was those few hours that it was actually going in the opposite direction. It's a wave. It catches the wave of the moon and the moisture and all of that other business, right? So while it's catching that wave, it may switch direction. Like when you throw two stones in and they catch each other with the ripples, and the ripples make it look like the other one was knocked backwards. That's basically how the nodes move. So they're not a real constant steady, but in our charts, when we do birth charts, we use the true node.
Absolutely. And it's cycles and wheels inside of wheels inside of wheels. But you got to know that space above us is constantly, it's energy. It's energy constantly moving, constantly transforming, constantly communicating through frequency to each other. That's how I see it. I see it like in frequency. I don't know, waves. I don't know how to explain it. And feel what that feels like with my guides. My guides are guidery. And when also, you learn the basics of astrology, but even astrology is evolving, right? Everything is evolving. Everything, the planets
Right.
are evolving. We're all ascending. We're all
Right.
in, because they used to like really put a lot like Mars was just going to kick your butt,
Well, no, now we got Pluto.
Yeah. And I don't think that either
That's
about
just
Pluto.
it. They can't even agree. Even astronomers between themselves cannot agree whether Pluto is or is not a planet. I'm going with he's a planet. I don't care what.
He's out there. I mean, it's like saying to them, "Are you a human?" Anyway.
Right? How many moons does he have? And you're not going to let him be a planet? Are you nuts?
Yeah. Well,
But you know,
that was on purpose for
right. But
nefarious reasons, like everything else they do.
right. It's like in our charts, we have what they call a progressed chart. And the sun that you're born under, well, it already starts advancing the next day. And what it is 1 degree in your chart
Yeah, I don't do
for
that.
every right. It's not it's easy math, really.
I know, but it's like that.
I mean,
I
right?
don't see the point of the sun being. I mean, I
Well,
get it,
it
but I,
because we only give 30 degrees to each sign. So by only giving 30 degrees to each sign, you're not just 30 years old. We call them decans, right? We call, from 0 to 9, you're like you're a little kid. Then from 10 to 19, you're going through your teen years. Then from 20 to 30, you're an adult, and there's nothing beyond that. Well, it's like as we mature, we broaden our horizons. We open our way of thinking to, well, some of us, not all of us, but most of us. Don't open your mouth here or you're going to get slugged. I mean, we figure it out. And so our progressed sun, our progressed moon, our progressed Mercury, all of those things get different maturity levels. But a 60-year-old lady and a 90-year-old lady, there ain't much difference in the way it's going anymore, because by 90, you've pretty much covered the gambit, right? So that having been said, the planets themselves are doing this ascension. We have Saturn finding new ways to rule, to be the hierophant, to be the school principal, to redesign not just the foundation, but the boundaries with which people are accepted. No longer should we condemn someone because of the color of the skin or their sexual disposition, or that's ridiculous. Who cares?
and
We're
that
all
those are
pink on the
choices.
inside.
Yeah, but those are choices that the humanity is going to have to, and we're going to start standing in for our freedoms and our brothers and sisters' freedoms and rights. It's
Well,
could
that's what Saturn's doing right now, is
right,
redesigning how he administers those rules, because those are old paradigms. Those are
exactly.
old rules. Those are, you're the slave, I'm the slave owner.
Exactly, but with him in Pisces, where he's been transforming and upgrading, right? He's
Yes.
becoming. That's what you're saying. He's becoming more higher consciousness. So
Right.
everybody's changing. Nobody said that about Saturn ever, right? You were
No.
just like you heard anything about Saturn, everybody run under the table. At least I did. I was more afraid of Saturn than Pluto.
Well, ancient astrology, he was the end of the universe. There were no
Yeah,
other planets beyond him. He
yeah. So,
ruled he ruled Sagittarius and Capricorn and Aquarius and Pisces. He ruled those 4 signs.
yeah. Now the space is expanded, and every time it did, every time we found a new planet, we expanded here.
Right?
That's how it works. It's so crazy when you see the history of it all.
I'm
And we're
waiting
going to see a
for
lot of that
I'm
this year.
waiting for Sirius to be given to Virgo and Mercury have lone rulership over Gemini, because Sirius is the higher idea of the harvest. You know, Gemini can be a little windy,
Well, they can
can
have
be a little
cold.
flighty. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's not that I have to multitask. It's just that my attention span says this amount of time here, this amount of time there, which brings me back to being a school teacher, because we propagate that in schools.
Yeah, we do. And it's wrong.
And
And we
it
shouldn't do
is
that to
wrong.
kids.
It
We shouldn't
is
do.
wrong.
I have the same brain. I've had to force myself to just be. You don't know how hard that is for me. Because
Yeah.
I was the same way. I was a server, as a bartender. Everything
Right.
had seconds. You have seconds. You
Yeah,
don't have time.
exactly. You're right. When you're free porn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6. That's a shot and a half.
You're
The
faster.
way I pour.
Fast, fast, fast. And you're just constantly moving, but that is part of our education, right? How
Yeah.
you know, with kids. And look,
Well,
kids
and
are now we're going to get rid of the Department of
right,
Education. I'm
right.
like,
Now, when you're a teenager and you're in high school, well, shit, you spend the first 10 minutes finding your desk and saying hi to everybody. And then you spend 20 minutes talking to each other and not listening to the teacher. Then you spend the last 10 minutes watching the clock, waiting for the bell to ring so you can get back out in the hall
uh-oh,
and talk to everybody.
Diana. Hi, Wiki. Hi,
What?
Heavenly Blessed Honey. She'll be back. Let me pull her out so she can get back. Hold on. She'll be right back, hopefully. It's Mercury retrograde. It's been affecting me since a couple days before it started. Nothing's working, but here we are. Where's she at? Is she back? Are you back?
All of that, nobody heard it?
No, it just stopped. It just stopped like about 20 seconds ago. It wasn't long.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Andy
All
Bear.
that rant of mine.
But I mean, it was it's a good example because things are evolving. We evolve, they evolve, energies evolve. Where again, that frequency is rising, vibration, resonance, all of it matters. So if we're and look, I get stuck. I got stuck today. I just woke up like, oh God, grief again, grief stricken, and I don't know why it keeps happening, and I have to walk myself out of it. And it's just like, God, man, how many times? This month alone, it should. But my guides were helping me get through it. I am a Cancer. I am to feel. That's what we do. Feel everything. God bless you. If you don't, but I have a Venus Gemini, so my mind never shuts up. You see, so we can pick the parts of us and label them into us. And I gotta okay, how am I ever gonna calm down? How am I ever going to relax my Mercury's in Cancer, but it's at a lower degree than my Venus. So my Venus has precedence, so things are just anyway. We could go
Well,
on and pick apart our own charts and our own, ways
so
that we are. But we're evolving too. And you gotta I'm saying it like this, like I gotta quit labeling myself, I guess is what I'm saying. Oh, I always do that because I feel too much, you get yourself wrapped up.
well,
I do.
Amanda's got this question up here. So the vertex is showing you where doors open and doors
Sure.
close.
Yeah.
There's the vertex. And
News.
directly across from that is the anti-vertex. And that's where the door closes and the vertex is where it opens. And that works very much like the north and south node. They are at the same degrees, but the vertex changes with the hour of the day, where the north and south node change every couple of days because it takes 18 months for them to go through the chart.
Sometimes a lot longer.
Yeah, like right now, it's been sitting at 5 and it's going to be sitting at 4 for quite some time because they're going to change in January. At any rate, the north and south node, the north node is how to move forward. The south node is what to let go of so you can move forward, right? And they go counterclockwise on the chart. I'm sorry, clockwise on the chart. So they go in the opposite direction of the planets, where the vertex and the anti-vertex go in the direction of the planet, which means it's working in a counterclockwise direction on the chart.
Everything goes counterclockwise except the nodes. They go clockwise. So that, unless something's retrograde. But anyway, that when you say anti-vertex, are you talking about parts of fortune?
No.
Okay.
No, there's an anti-vertex. We don't even talk about it really, but there is a point. That's where the door shuts. This is where the door opens.
Well, they're just constantly tracking together, right? So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it doesn't get spoken about. It's the vertex shows you both, but there is for every for every action, there's a reaction or vice. You know what I'm saying.
I got it. Can you hear me, Diana?
Yeah, you're frozen, but like I can hear you.
Here, I'll pull myself out and come back.
Okay. And Juno, you asked about Mercury going retrograde in the same place. No, he goes retrograde 3 times a year, but he also goes around the sun in 88 days. So no, it's not always in the same place.
Okay, am I better?
Yeah. Uh-oh. Now what? You lose me?
Oh, my phone is lagging.
Oh.
And I'm up here, but I wasn't there. So I was like, oh my goodness. Oh God.
Well, we can hear you, but you're frozen up again.
I am?
Yeah.
No, man. Okay. Do you mind if I just stay frozen and we talk?
I'm good with that.
I don't care. It's whatever. My internet is just, I'm trying to fix it. I've been trying to fix it, and I'm just going to do some. I have to make another call this week. I'm just so over it. And I need a new camera, and I thought if I got off a StreamYard, they stopped my subscription, that maybe that would help, but that's not helping. But anyway,
Maria.
I like Maria.
Maria's talking about herself, not serious, not serious. You remind me of Cell Rod's bug, not bug. And yes, frequency sound absolutely really helps a lot. It really helps a lot. I just got myself a Christmas present, like I needed another one, but I just got a set of tuning forks.
Cool.
So I need to learn how to work with them.
Now, what was she saying about? I can't find what you were just talking about. For what Miriam was talking about. It's okay.
Well, she was talking. She was talking about her Scorpio, Gemini self, and how she can be serious.
Oh man, yeah. And we all have these little quirks, right? These little idiosyncrasies. I mean, we just do. I mean, we're built with 12, the planets that we know of, plus all the asteroids. And my God, there's 40,000 asteroids, but they, like Diana says, they give you the details. The minute details. I was born near Mercury retrograde period, so does that affect me differently? It just depends where it is in the house, what sign, what's transiting over it. It's always different. Always.
Here's right, but with any retrograde, you know how they always say, oh, Mercury's retrograde, everything's gonna go to hell in a handbasket, blah blah blah, it's all gonna fall apart. If you're born with a retrograde, you've been living with it all your life. You're already prepared for it. So you don't have to get all bent out of shape because you already know how to deal with it. That is your natural way of dealing. I have 7 planets in retrograde in my chart.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the nodes, if you want to throw them in for good measure. So
good night, Callie. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes.
Oh, we love it when you all are here. It just brings it. Yeah, we could just sit here and talk and talk and talk and talk. I guess I'm frozen still. I don't know what's going on, but I tried to unfreeze myself and it's not working. Um,
Salraz is a Yule baby. She was born on the solstice. Our girl keeps leaving.
so is a friend of ours. I don't know if this helps. Can you hear me?
Yeah, and now I can see you too.
Oh my gosh. What a weird thing. And see, here we are, Mercury retrograde opposing Jupiter.
Right.
When they're both in their opposite signs. So this is just part of my life, and I'm just trying to fix it. I'm determined to fix this internet thing this month somehow. Anyway, is there anything else that we want to hit on before we go?
Oh my
Hi,
gosh, we've been
Whitney.
here an hour already.
Yeah, I
No,
know it.
I just want everybody to breathe and stay calm, carry on, in the words of Winston Churchill.
Mm.
You know, and congratulations, Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
And I want to cry for all of us because it's the end of the year, right? And should all those should all acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? I
But
know it's
isn't
not
that
the
for
end of
the
the year,
first?
but
Yeah.
I'm Wiccan. So to me, this is the first day of Yule. I begin
Okay.
preparation for solstice. And Samhain is the end of the year. November is like, practice. The
Yeah.
3 days of Samhain is the end.
Yeah, the calendar, that's another thing that it's probably going to be upgraded. I don't know. I
No,
don't know
I
how
don't
we
think
would
so.
ever do.
It's too many years of playing Gregorian,
Right.
Go back to
So
the Wiccan way of life when I get to be queen.
when I can, well,
And
if we just
I use the term queen loosely.
if we just get to follow the the wheel of the year, right? We go Yule, we go to um um all of them. I can't think. Samhain, all of them. So,
All
and
right.
that's how I do.
I
I
couldn't
do that.
I couldn't let you down, Sally. I had to come up with one song. That was
Um,
well, there's a couple of others on my mind, but I'm not sure I should sing them today.
I know you're already at the end of the year. Let's we got to stay cheery. Well, we got to
Yeah.
stay in our joy and stay in your
Stay in
heart.
our joy.
Be in your heart. Stop and pause if it's going to be bumpy. It's going to look crazy out there, and these things do affect us. I think we already have collective PTSD for the last 20 years, if not longer.
Yeah.
But that's what we're ascending out of. Those old dense frequencies got to just they're being restructured. They're being removed by Pluto and Neptune, everybody, and we are to release what no longer serves us energetically in a frequency, and this is how we raise in frequency.
Yeah.
And together we're going to do it. It's just we're on a journey, right? And it's not a short journey. It's been a long journey, but we will be back on the 15th, probably very chatty because it'll be a full moon in Gemini. So
Right.
having all kinds of ideas and things and plans. But until then, we love you and we appreciate you being here with us. Y'all be
Thank
safe
you,
out there.
Sally. I've got a groupie.
I love it. Oh my God, that is so cute.
If Penny's still here, we can sing G Shabbat Lehem, G Shabbat Lehem, Vesoa Novina. Jepana chesta porosiwa sina. Christus verborgian est grogian elicaium crulevitaium. Pastum lestintaium bide taclum clium surat Ogwashayum.
That
Happy
is
end.
beautiful. I love that. Everybody have a beautiful next couple of weeks. We'll see you soon. Be safe
Yes.
out there.
Good night.
Love you. They're so beautiful.